morning, everyone. Happy Sunday, May the 4th. Welcome to the Church of I Am. Good to be here. Hope you guys can hear me fine. Let's just see if I could get a mic check. That'd be awesome. Hope the lighting's good. If I look horrible today, please don't tell me. I maybe had 3 hours of sleep, and I am exhausted. I may have come close to breaking my foot last night, doing something on one of the stairs. Anyway, I'm fine. I'm a champ. Must have woke up 14 times last night. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well. I think this is church 26. I think it is. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, 7 months doing this now. Amazing how life is, right? One night I'm painting, and I think to myself, wow, I really wished I had a place to go to on Sundays. I wish I had a church to go to that I could really, just congregate with other people, commune with other people, and take time to think about, like, hey, what's really important? I was thinking about Warren Buffett this morning. I saw a report written about Warren and how much money Warren Buffett's made in the last 40 years, and where his investments have really gone. His investments really have gone to companies that have. You're going to probably wonder why I'm bringing this up in church, but you'll get the point. He invested in companies that, like, most of them are sweatshops, right? Apple, and they go offshore. They take advantage of the labor rates between one continent and another, and they move all their activities off to a, shall we say, a labor market that's worth exploiting. Now he's how old is he? This is the point I'm trying to make, and I think I can make this. I mean, I have no idea what it's like to be worth what Warren Buffett's worth, or what he knows, or what his life's been. But if I'm 95 years old and I'm worth $500 billion or whatever I'm worth, I'm looking at my life and I'm saying, okay, look, I made all my money through Apple by them pushing off jobs offshore. Like, am I really massive? Now, I'm not saying that he isn't happy with his life. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is, because I'm not one of those guys, oh, I bet it's horrible to be him. It's probably awesome to be him. I don't know. What I do know is that I don't want to wake up one day at the end of my life, at the very end of my life, and say, oh, yeah, I made a lot of money. I employed lots of people. I played with the Wall Street markets, and I was better than everyone. That is not my authenticity. See, my authenticity is, I don't want to regret anything I did in my life, or I don't want to regret anything I didn't do in my life. I don't want to regret anything. I mean, like, regrets. I wonder how many people die, and we never hear this part of the story, but I wonder how many people die angry, thinking that they lived their life for under policies, procedures, and principles, what they believe was right, and then they wake up and they're 70, 90, 1,000 years old, 42, whatever, and they're like, oh wow, this is the last 10 minutes on planet Earth. And I regret most everything I didn't do. I regret not doing this. I regret not going out with that girl. I regret going out with it, not going out with that guy. I regret not taking that job. Gosh, I lived for a 401k. I lived for my wife. She told me what to do every day. And after about, I don't know, a couple of years, I've completely lost who I am because I just work for my wife now. I know people like this, and so do you. And the question is, and this is what we're talking about today, I believe the greatest value on this planet is if I wasn't scared of getting 32 different spams about how arrogant I am, I would say, oh, wow, I am, right? I am the most unique, authentic, unique. I am, look, I'm so special, I don't even know everything about myself. How's that? I am so special, I don't even know about myself, right? I don't. I really don't. Do I? Do I really? Okay, so I'm going to challenge that no one that's listening to this today, 700 people or so, 644 people, I'm going to say something I actually think. I think 700 people in this room, not one of you are as authentic as you could be. All we're talking about today is, hey, if authenticity is the cat daddy, if authenticity is the perfect, like if you believe in God or aliens or the universe or whatever, come on, we're here for some reason. We are most certainly here for some reason. I don't know necessarily what that is, but I can pretend like one of the things I need to do is be a good person. How can I be a bad person if I'm being authentic? I've just lost myself, right? That's the right word too. Lost. I have lost myself. Okay. I would like everyone. Now, this isn't a affirmation. Okay. This isn't I am lost, but I would like you to write down. Okay. So there's a difference in writing down facts or a summation, a executive summary of what you believe. Okay. I believe I am really authentic. Okay. Well, if I am an authentic, well, excuse me, authentic. In fact, let's look up the word authentic, shall we? Um, let's see here. Yeah, I think this is it. Okay, here we go. Authentic, genuine, real. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can see it. Authentic, genuine, real, true to its origins, nature, or stated claims. It implies sincerity, honesty, and alignment with one's true self, with one's true self or original source, free from pretense, imitation, or falsification. Okay? Free from pretense. Hey, let me go put on some face cream and shave and put some stuff under my eyeballs so I look like I'm 20. Okay? Guess what? Uh, Free from pretense. I don't, I'm just showing up here. I literally woke up 17 minutes ago. And didn't do anything, smashed some water on my hair, and I'm good to go. Okay. This is it. I got wrinkles. I got molds. I've got, man, who knows? Okay. I probably have boogers coming out of my nose sometimes. I am a human being, man. Okay, now that does not mean that I am going into Popeye's fried chicken acting like a chicken or an animal. I have manners. I can say yes. I can say yes, ma'am. You know, saying yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and thank you, please, ma'am, it doesn't really require that much energy. I mean, I don't see me, ending up on the side of the road with no gasoline because I said thank you too much. Okay, so I authentic does not mean hey, I feel like being an asshole today. Okay, dude, if you feel like being an asshole today and you think that's going to work, run it all day long and see how many people dig on you. Okay, so free from pretense, free from imitation or falsification. An authentic Picasso painting is one created by Picasso himself, not a copy. Authentic behavior reflects a person's true feelings or beliefs, not a facade, not a, hey, I want you to like me, so I'm going to tell you that I like, uh, uh, Marvel comic book movies. And then you get married to some girl, 3 years, you've been going to Marvel comic movies. And she looks at you one day. I don't want to go to that movie anymore. I don't want to go to that movie Saturday. Oh, really, honey? Why not? I don't really like action movies. Seriously, you've been with me for 3 years going to Marvel comic book movies. We've seen 37 of them. And now you're telling me that now that we're married that you actually don't like Marvel comic book movies? Hmm. What did we do for the 3 years prior? What the fuck were you doing sitting in a movie theater with me watching movies holding my hand? If you didn't dig them, dude, I thought I was marrying somebody that dug Marvel comic book movies. Now, see, like I know it's a small thing, but if you're willing to do that, if you compromise and I'm going to say it, mislead, you're the only person you're misleading is the guy you're going to the movies with because you know you don't like the movies. You just want to be with him, but you're not telling him, hey, dude, I'll be with you because I like hanging out with you, but I don't really like the Marvel movies. I would rather read a book on Picasso and you could go out with your buddies to drink beer. I mean, that'd be an answer. Okay. Now, we're also going to look up the word compromise. Okay. Because I think compromise is the action step. Compromise is the action you look on your mirror that some of you guys are writing mirrors, going on your mirrors and taking a black marker and going, I am great. I am a great leader. Uh, I'd like you to put somewhere up in the mirror, little red flags that you want to look for. Little red flags. You want to look for the red flags. What is a red flag? Where red flag is doing something I don't really want to do, but I say yes anyway. Compromise, okay? Compromise, an agreement or settlement reached by mutual concession where each party gives up something to find middle ground. It involves balancing conflict interest or desire to achieve a resolution. In a negotiation, both sides might compromise by adjusting the demands of a finalized deal. A couple may compromise on vacation plans, choosing a destination that suits both. Suits both, but neither get what they actually wanted. Synonyms of compromise: agreement, middle ground, concession, settlement, trade off. And antonyms: standoff, conflict, rigidity, extremism. If you need to, okay, so why am I bringing up compromise? Where do we learn compromise in the first place? We learn compromise at a social level, and that social level, the pressure, the social level pressure, in my opinion, um, it is, and we learn it so early. Okay, we learn it from our parents, we learn it from our sister, brothers, and our teachers. Um, don't do this, don't do that. Society doesn't like you if you do this. If you're too aggressive, assertive, if you're a woman and you're too aggressive and assertive, oh my, nobody's going to like you. So you compromise. You know, this term, what's it called? It's called, it's when you doubt who you are. My gosh, I just lost my mind here. It's when you have an identity crisis and you pretend to be, you have doubt, you have a lot of doubt. You have doubt about who you are. It's a phenomenon that occurs. I notice this phenomenon occurring mostly with women. This, gosh, what is the word? It's called, it's an identity problem, right? You don't think you're good enough. Um, Imposter syndrome. That's it. Oh, hi wins nothing today for coming up with the right answer. That's my gift to him. Oh, hi, imposter syndrome. He gets 1,000 nothings. Awesome, bro. Thank you very much. Imposter syndrome is a big deal. Now, if you're being authentic, how could you have imposter syndrome? Look, I'm going to ask Grok. How I just got too much shit to manage. I wonder how prominent is how prominent is imposter syndrome, and define it. Do you guys hate me doing that? Like doing some research, I'll go off to the side and just take a little break here. Ask Rock, who are you? Yeah. Definition of imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern where individuals doubt their accomplishments and have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. Oh, I didn't know that, man. Wow. Now that's very different than being insecure, isn't it? And have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud despite evidence to their competence. They often attribute success or luck or deception rather than ability. So at some level, they think they got lucky or they've been deceptive. I mean, I wonder if at some level you must think you're a fake, right, to do this. I have known people like this, okay? The last person you want to get in bed with, dude, figuratively or meaningfully, figuratively or literally, is someone with deep imposter syndrome. Look, how can you? They think imposter syndrome is highly prevalent, affecting an estimated 70% of the people at some point in their lives. According to a study in 2011 International Journal of Behavioral Science review by Sakuklu and Alexandra, Sakaluku, it's especially common in high achieving professionals, students, and underrepresented groups in fields like academia and creative industries. Surveys such as one by Blind in 2019 show 58% of tech workers report experiencing it with higher rates among women and minorities. I had a feeling. I don't know why that is. I think maybe women are told to compromise more. So if authentic, you see where I'm going with the Warren Buffett thing, though, right? Like, do you really want to wake up at the very end of your life and go, "Oh wow, man, I need to call this girl and apologize to her. I need to call that guy and tell him I should have done this and I'm so sorry. And I should have called that man and said, thank you so much for helping me. I never said thank you." I think those are the things you're going to be making decisions on. I don't give a toss about the insurance or all the financial stuff. It's like, hey, let me call all the peeps, man. Let me leave a message for my children, make sure they know that I was not who I pretended to be. I want you to write something down on your book. If you don't have a book, okay, this is probably in the church you want to come to. I mean, I like you being here. We had 4,000 plus people here last week. I don't think there's any bots in here. If anybody can tell me if there's bots in here, and if there are, would love to get rid of them. Now, where was I headed here? I was headed on authenticity, and compromise, imposter syndrome. Okay, now 58% of the people have some experience of imposter syndrome. Do you think this is going to impact your life, or do you think you live in a bubble all by yourself? Okay, like if you pick a girlfriend and she's got a bunch of imposter syndrome, like, hello, when is she going to deal with that shit, dude? When? When are you guys going to get on the same page? You didn't start on the same page. You most certainly aren't going to get on the same page by sitting here thinking that your girlfriend likes Marvel comic movies when she doesn't. She doesn't like them. She likes love movies, and you're just learning it. So, girls, do your man a favor. Be real, man. Boys, stop compromising. Okay? I want you to write down the following words. I compromise in these areas. Okay? I want you to write that down. This is going to be a tough one today. It's going to make you think. Okay? I'm telling you, every one of you people are fake. I'm going to say it right now. Everybody out there is a fakester. You're not being real. You're not being real. Okay? Yesterday, you heard someone say something you disagreed with and you kept your mouth shut. Yesterday, you saw someone do something that you thought was outrageous and you said nothing. Yesterday, you had an idea, or day before yesterday, you had an idea and you chose not to act on it. Compromise. I'm probably going to get a lot of people hating me for this Sunday morning, but I think compromise is one of the great evils on planet Earth. Really, I think it's like we literally are, hey, behave yourself. Don't talk too loud. Don't speak like that. Don't do that. Don't say that. You know, I have been told my whole life how funny I talk. My whole life. I've been told how funny I walk because maybe I'm just carrying myself to, like, I'm always like that, stretching. Look, I don't know why I grew up this way. Okay. I have compromised so many times, it's unbelievable. I have done things I had no interest in doing, um, just to keep the peace. Just to keep the peace. It wasn't a big deal to me. So this is the way. This is the way I, throw it around in my mind. Anyway, so. Let's think about what happens. Let's say that you get to the age of 21. You're a grown human being. JL 1245 says people suck, Gary. I hear you, dude. Sometimes they do, but I got to tell you, man, only guy that I can manage about the old suck thing is me. So I have a job in a world of insanity to not compromise my principles, to not compromise myself, to look, I think I might have broke my foot last night, right? Dude, I'm here. There's no chance of me missing this thing. I mean, I'd have to have my foot cut off. Uh, and what I'm trying to do is, like, I think I look like a really strong, tough guy, right? And I've had a little bit of success. And I think I actually have a responsibility to get on here and go, hey, let's talk about compromise, because you may look at me and go, wow, this cat is solid, dude. He doesn't compromise shit. I compromise all the time. I'm not nearly as authentic as I could be. In fact, I'd like you to label it. I compromise in this area. Okay. I am authentic I want you to write that down. I am authentic, and then two little a colon, and I want you to say by what percent. Okay, are you 100% authentic? Or are you 10% authentic? If you're 60%, 68% authentic, then what's the other 32? Cop stops me on the side of the road. I'm doing 100 miles an hour. Um, you know, I'm probably not going to lie to the guy, dude. Hey, yeah, man. Sorry, write the check, write the ticket. Let's roll. Um, Here's an area. I'm getting invited to go to Washington and Mar-a-Lago all the time. And this has been a little bit of a challenge for me. I'll just share it with you guys. And you tell me, well, I was getting ready to tell me, I was getting ready to tell you to tell me if I'm doing the right thing. But the truth is, you don't need to tell me anything. Okay. I'm doing what I need to do. Buddy of mine called me. Hey, Gary, we're doing some stuff on AI down in Mar-a-Lago. I mean, this cat's connected, man. He is connected, and he's made a decision. He is going to be a political operator, right? He's going to operate in this world. And I thought about it. I thought, hey, man, Michael's invited me to this thing. I probably should go to this thing. And, it's only 4 hours. But the truth is, when I get there and I look around at all the people, you guys, I want to make sure this doesn't spread on to Trump. Okay. I haven't even seen Trump. I'm not talking about seeing Trump at these shows. I'm talking about the people that are at the shows. I'm talking about people that are at these events. If 58% to 68% of the people are in, they're not authentic. They're living a lie, man. Okay, they're living a 54-year-old lie. They have stacked cosmetics and wrinkle formula and a nice suit. And hey, now I only wear $4,000 suits. You got your business card, and everything is like showing you who this human is. But for me to go down there and spend 5 hours handshaking, walking around with a glass in my hand, I feel like I'm hustling constantly, just sticking my nose into the rich, right? I don't want to live that way, man. It's not for me. It's not worth an extra $100 million. I would rather do this, man. If I start moving, traveling, and going to all these events that I could go to, I'm probably invited to probably 7 different things this month alone. I won't be myself, dude. I'm doing shit you know why I'm doing it? I'm doing it to be seen. Okay. I'm doing it to be seen. I'm not doing it because I really want to be there. I think this starts really young too. Sadly, it starts young. My daughter, 18 years old, she's got a boyfriend, and I'm just watching them, and it's really fascinating for me to watch them and realize, wow. The only way for someone to know if they're going to be a fakester in life or not, if they're going to be authentic or not, is to get out in life. And then you start to see how you behave, right? Then when that little blonde pops up to you and she's just your perfect little thing, you're 22 years old, and she wants to be a hippie living on a farm, I'm pretty convinced I'm going to like farm animals for at least an hour or two. But I'm probably not ever going to be that guy that lives on a farm and loves taking care of chickens and cows. That's not me. That doesn't mean that I couldn't hang out with somebody that loves that. Okay. Loves it. But I don't have to be that guy either. I can have my own life. So this compromise thing, it's really difficult because if you're not careful, we become so narcissistic and so into self. See, it's the combination of, okay, I have this beautiful thing God made, this unique, for lack of a better word, this unique, never been used to. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. This is so beautiful, right? Never been used, uh, this paintbrush. Never. Right? Now, if I decide I'm going to start using it as a coffee stirrer, I mean, it could work. You know, it works. A little long. Use it as a tapping instrument. I could become a la 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 la. Okay, but it's not really the purpose of this thing, right? It would be unusual and not authentic for me to actually do this. See, I had to confront this. I had to confront that I had this thought in my mind of, wow, man, I really wish I could go somewhere on Sundays. And then I'm telling you, if you become aware, if you become aware and you say to yourself, I am authentic, and you keep saying that to yourself, you will activate something in your mind that starts to actually vibrate. You're going to start asking yourself, hey, was that real, dude, or was that uh, Kodak? I had to go to a court session the other day for a RICO filing by a class action legal team who just goes around. They just literally go around. They're ambulance chasers. And I had a run in with the FTC about 2020 when I was exiting the business. Couldn't get out of the bloody business because the FTC lawsuit. Couldn't get out of the business because my ex-wife hadn't filed. And when she did file, she filed at the wrong time. And then the business had an issue. Anyway, all this crap happened all in. See that all of that happened. So some of you guys don't know, but like I was in court this week. I've been in court like probably 3 or 4 different legal matters that all showed up in 2019. Well, they didn't all show up, but one thing happened and another thing happened and another thing happened and another thing happened. Now, why am I saying that? By the way, I am not, I hope no one hears me saying I'm a victim. I hope no one here suggests that I'm putting it off on her or anyone, okay? I am responsible for my life and everything that happens to it. I really do believe that. I can't. However, for 50 years before that, I had never, ever, well, I had one run in when I was a teenager with cops. Beyond that, though, in business, I had never had a problem. I have been through the Enron debacle. I have traded billions and billions of dollars worth of energy. I hear these guys online in spaces going, oh, you don't know what trading is. I've traded a bunch of paper. I'm like, oh, all right. You start trading energy for 10 years, dude. You've done trades that are so large. I mean, they're monster. I would be miserable if I wasn't doing this right now. If all I was doing was chasing money right now and deals, no chance. I wouldn't. One, I wouldn't be here. Two, I'd be very unhappy. Well, it's not even possible for me to just go do that. I mean, literally, I am probably pitched a deal a week. I do very, very few of them, if ever. Like usually, I just do it just to help the guy. Um, And the reason is because I think my the moment I start saying, "Hey, I am really, really, really authentic," I don't know what better goal you could have. I don't know what better affirmation that you could provide to yourself to trick your brain. Okay, that's what I'm doing. Okay, we are going to reprogram. We're going to trick your brain, and we're going to neutralize, or preferably, I don't think you can do this, but preferably delete the compromising that you have acquired over the 5 decades you've been around. Now, I actually believe that the compromise can go well beyond this lifetime. I actually think that I could be compromising from decisions I made from another lifetime. But that's me. That's a whole different discussion. Happy to have that discussion, by the way. I'd love to hear your comments. Are you a one species event? Are you a one spiritual event, or are you a multiple player? I'd love to know what you guys think. Do you live one life and then become worm food, or are you something more than just this body? And what happens after and what happened before? I am authentic, okay? I am authentic. I am authentic. And then when I say this enough times to myself, I will have something happen to me, like happened that Saturday night or Sunday morning. And it was as if I said, wow, I'd really like to have a place to go to. I'd really like to have a community to commune with. I would really like to have a community I could trust. I would really like to have a leader of that community that doesn't have an agenda that's all around money. Thank you, Joel, and most every other fucking religion on the planet. This is why I have never been willing to take any money from this stuff. I think this is going to prove to be a really, really smart thing for me, because I don't think I can be. I just see so many people taking money from this service. They have so much to offer, yet they're not. It's going to be very interesting. Let me not be judgmental on that, but so what happened to me? And this, I keep not wanting to say this. I don't know why. Like, it literally, my mind's not wanting me to say it. But when I had that thought that Saturday morning, I was like, I had another thought immediately. I mean, it was as if the thought was on its way to me before I actually expressed my own thought. And that thought was, why don't you do it, dude? You're fully equipped to do so. Like, what the fuck are you holding on to? Why don't you be authentic, Gary, and go be a preacher or a priest or a philosopher? Dude, there's been worse things on this planet than philosophers. How dare you talk to yourself like that, Gary? How dare you suggest that a Cardone could be a philosopher? I mean, for God's sakes, don't be so arrogant. Don't be so egotistical. Mind your fucking place, son. Get in your slot. Only important people can be philosophers. You hear this inner language? Do you hear this inner language? Dude, this is real for me, okay? Totally real. This happens all the, hey, what the hell are you doing, dude? They're going to think you're trying to keep up with your brother. Okay, I mean, the amount of insanity that lives right here is staggering. It's like there's this inner battle, okay? Maybe not even just one battle, dude, but like multiple battles all going on at one time. I want to be great. No, I don't. I want to be very impactful on this planet. No, I don't. I want to be known, but I really don't want to be known. And then, hey, why do I want to be known? Why would you want to be known? Is that just all ego? Or is it because you know you can do more than someone else? See, I want to say that to you. I want to say, I think you can do something unique and special for someone else that I can't do. So why are you hiding? Why are you compromising? Dude, you're 60 years old. You're 40 years old. You're with somebody. Y'all been compromising for 12 years together. Why don't you sit down and just chat about it? You know what would be really cool? I mean, you might want to call the divorce lawyer at the same time, but what would be really cool? Just sit down with your wife or your boyfriend one day and go, hey, look, I never had a conversation with anybody about this, but let's do a little research on where we compromise. Is this important to you? Like I go to these movies with you and these kill movies, and I know you enjoy them, but I don't really enjoy them. I mean, do you want me there? The guy might look at you and go, wow, dude, it'd be great if you didn't go. I'd go with Bob. Then there's not a problem. The problem actually was you compromising just to be liked, just because, oh, wow, Gary asked me on a date, man. He wants to go to see a mafia movie. Wow. Yeah, okay, I'll go. I don't need to go to a mafia movie, man. If you want to eat Chinese, tell me you want to eat Chinese. Don't tell me, whatever, Gary. Let's go for tacos. You know, and tell me what you dig, dude. If you like 5-star hotels, I don't think there's any shame in that. Uh-uh. I don't think there's any shame in that at all, man. None, zero. Okay, don't. But yeah, I don't think there's any like you shouldn't be getting any awards for saying that you like to live in a Holiday Inn. I mean that. Oh, I save money all the time. I save. Well, gosh, I invest. Which one's better, saving or investing? What? No, knock it off. I like big dogs. I don't like small dogs. I will never live with anyone with small dogs. Okay, I don't like them. They're yipper yappers. Authentic compromise. It's really hard, right? What's the difference between compromise and just being fixed and fixated and uncompromising and non-flexible, and it's got to be my way or the highway? Okay, that's an ego freak. Um, I'm not saying that. What I am saying though is what I am saying is uh, you cannot be authentic and keep betraying yourself. Can't do it, man. Okay, you can't do it. We have a population of people that 60%, no, 70% of the global population, 5.6 billion people, receive one dose of vaccine, COVID 19. 13.72 billion COVID 19 vaccines were handed out. That's probably not even true. Fully vaccinated are 32.7. So you tell me what part of compromise didn't play a role in rolling up your sleeve and saying, hit me, hit me, hit me. How many doctors out there compromised their Hippocratic oath? I want to ask that again. How many of you doctors violated your Hippocratic oath by just sticking a needle in somebody's arm and not doing the due diligence? Huh? I didn't take a Hippocratic oath. Okay, not all may do. I did not take that. Okay, I've not become a policeman, a soldier, or a doctor who take very very specific, enter into specific philosophical, policy, and legal obligations. I think they're legal. and a higher level of responsibility. So, by the way, a nurse, you nurses who know more than the doctors, I'm holding you responsible also. If there was a needle that went into a kid, into an adult, into anyone, and it had COVID 19 in it, and you didn't do the research, shame on you. Shame, shame, shame on you. I think you should lose your fucking license, okay? Look, I trade for a living, okay? I make investments. It doesn't hurt anybody but me. I don't make shit and stick it in their bodies through monopolies and regulators. So compromise, talk about the compromise. Okay. So many people are going to be sitting at the gates of heaven and going, hey, what did I do? Let me in, let me in, look at me. And like, dude, you did nothing to deserve to get in. If indeed the whole heaven thing's true. I personally don't believe it, but I got too many things to do to hang around in heaven drinking the greatest wine in the world, man. I think I'm unbelievable energy. I think you're unbelievable energy. You're not going to sit around holding hands with your grandma. Your grandma's off doing some cool shit, man. What would it be like if all 2,300 of us just today did nothing, did no compromising? Like you just have a you have a what's the word for it? You have a day of being able to just be extremely you. In fact, you know what? Let's play a game. I can do this. I'll play the game with you. I think I can do this. Saturday, I have somebody coming over Saturday. Saturday next week. That way, y'all can do some planning. Saturday next week. Yeah, let's all do it Saturday, no matter what you have going on. Oh, that's clever. No matter what you have going on, okay? Next Saturday, we're all going to pretend that at least for half the day, we compromise on nothing. If I don't want to get out of bed, if I don't want to eat a steak, if I don't want to, I say no. I say yes to whatever I want to do. It's a no compromise day. In fact, if you have a family, wow, this would be such a fun game. It's the no compromise day. Okay. Everybody in the family just gets to be whoever they want to be. It'll probably start off a little goofy. How little time have you and I spent asking ourselves how authentic we are? Now you could say, hey, how much do I compromise? Actually, the positive way to look at this is how authentic am I? I am authentic. I am authentic. I am authentic. See, for me, I have to get to this point. I think this is very, very, very important. Now, look, I'm not qualified. I've never written a book. I'm not. What do I know, right? I know what feels really real to me after a lot of experience. One, I think experience is worth more than any amount of study I could do. If I want to learn something, I go do it. I don't study about doing it. I actually do it. I play with it. It gets real. Um, I'm getting ready to take one of my daughters onto a 4-day weapons training program. Like, that's going to be real for her, dude. I mean, this is a real training program. She's going to dig it. Okay. It's safe, it's secure, and she's going to know how to really work with weapons, right? Clean them, fix them, clean them, fix them, clean them, fix them again, load them, rip them down, and use them. If I got great at 3 different activities over my whole lifetime, I'd be a genius, man. And yet we spend all our time compromising, hopping around being average on everything. There's just shit I just don't know anything about. Like, do not give me a boat. Okay. I don't know anything about taking care of them. Don't like them. I think they're too loud, way too loud. I get on the water to be quiet and silent. So Saturday, I'd like you guys next Saturday, for us to all have a little compromise game and see how that goes, and we'll talk about it on Sunday. Today, if you guys would let me get another coffee, today I would like you guys to ask yourself how much you compromise. Well, why don't you do that right now? Write down what percentage of you is compromising daily. Also, while you're doing that, if you find that easy, like maybe mark down a couple of the areas where, hey, you know what, I compromise. I do this all the time. Okay, in one area I compromise. Um, I think this is going to be hard for people. Okay, I think we compromise a lot. And we make stuff up. We go, well, Gary knows how to do that better than that. Or, you know, I'll do that tomorrow. That's a compromise, man. I'll do it tomorrow. Listen, I'm not talking about compromising whether you want to drive to the store, or she drives to the store, or he drives to the store. Or the compromise is on your genius, man. That's what I'm talking about. On. I mean, look. If I'm not careful, I could look at these numbers today and go, "Hey, what's wrong with our church? What's happening with our church, man? There's only a couple 2,500 people in here." And then I get all fixated on that. I don't really care. I mean, I really do care from the perspective of, wow, I had no idea this many people want a church. Dude, there's 2,500 people in here want a proper place to go to, right? That means there's millions. There are millions and millions of people out there that want to be a part of our authenticity, guys. Otherwise, the world wouldn't be this messed up, man. The world wouldn't be this messed up. Now, being authentic and not compromising comes with some, shall we say, it does have a traveling bag with it, right? It's got a trunk. It's got a storage facility. Not compromising and being really real without being a DICK is lonely. If I'm really honest, it's not really lonely until I start thinking about tomorrow or anything in front of me. And then I go, oh, wow, I'm lonely. I'm going to do that by myself again. Ugh. But when I'm doing it, I'm not lonely. I'm not lonely right here. Attack. You're going to get attacked like you would not believe, okay? They're going to call you arrogant, sarcastic, cocky, arrogant again. They'll call you arrogant. I, I can't believe how many times I've been called arrogant. I don't even know what arrogant means. Do I? Um, Arrogant, having or displaying an exaggerated sense of self-importance, superiority, and entitlement, often accompanied by a dismissive or condescending attitude toward others. I'm not arrogant. I can't even believe people have ever called me that. Mass arrogance is a defense mechanism where individuals overcompensate for self-doubt by projecting excessive confidence. If I start compromising, I don't have to be me. I think that's the deal, man. And think about it, okay? My father and mother, were they authentic or did they compromise? My parents were Italians, Sicilian immigrants. They were called wop, dago, and nigger all the time. I don't know how you guys get all worried, like all this racism stuff. I don't get it. I got to tell you, I was called, I mean, horrible things, man. I didn't like, oh wow, look, my whole race is being offended. We moved from Sicily and Italy when my grandfather was a child. He wasn't legal. We came here. We grouped up with a bunch of Italians and Sicilians in Louisiana, and we made a place for ourselves, man. They called us Dago and Wop and Nigger for, I don't know, 40 years. Uh, Said that we were all in organized crime. Carlos Marcello is everyone's father, uncle, godfather, and we're all evil and illegal. I've done very few illegal things in my life. In fact, I haven't been organized crime. I've actually created quite a bit of stuff. So the reason I'm going with that is that I was raised by a couple of really cool people, Curtis and Concetta. My dad died when I was 9. My mother would die when I was much older. But I'm pretty sure that they compromised and they were worried and they probably didn't even value me and my brothers and sisters for as much and great as we could be. Right? How could they? I haven't. My children should be greater than I am. They should have much, much greater skills and ability than I do. Um, but we spend all our time just bringing in this engine. You know, we have a 800 horsepower engine, and don't show anybody. Don't step on the gas. Don't step on the gas. You know, don't use all of this engine. It could be too loud. It could irritate the neighborhood if you really hit the number. Right? Back Heath 101 just sent me $9.99. The more authentic I am, the less stress I have. Now, that for me, thank you, sir, very, very, very much. I will tell you guys, although I really love the contribution, and it will go, any contributions that come here, I will not keep a penny. It will all go to other causes. So I do appreciate it. However, if you want to send me money, and I will probably convert it to Bitcoin and give it to some kind of charity, I would ask you not to do it through YouTube, or just keep your money. Okay, YouTube keeps 33.3% of that $9.99. I'd rather not have the 6, so they don't get the 3. It's heinous crime. This is me being authentic. Okay, I'm smart enough to know what uh, antitrust is, and this is it right here. Okay, Google should make maybe 10 cents on this trade for just being on a platform. Visa is going to make a fee on this trade here, 3.5%. I think they should all go out of business. Personally, I think it's heinous that you and I have a platform here. In fact, this is one of the reasons I'm here. A year ago, I was worried that these platforms wouldn't even be available. So damn right I got on here. Okay, why? I have the face for it. I have a communication ability. I have a lot of experience, and I have a need. Okay, like this thing rang really big to me. Like, do not compromise this. I will not compromise this room. This room, dude. This is cool. Okay. I mean, think about what we're doing here. Every morning, Mario and his team of happy finance guys have 5,000 or 6,000 people on a finance show. We have 3,000 volunteers in here, man. Everybody, there's no bots in here. We have 2,733 people in here that are interested in talking about living a unique, suppressless suppress less, meaning, let me, when you go to the theater, if they kept the damn curtain closed the whole time, it'd be a little pricey at any price, right? If they keep the fucking uh, stage curtain closed, how can you enjoy the show? I am Gary Cardone, one of one, and I got my damn curtain closed. I'm peeking through it. Hey, look at all these people out here. You guys, can I send you an email so maybe you can do business with me one day? No, dude, I need to rip the damn curtain open, let the band go, make an announcement, and let's rock and roll. Sit there and think, well, is the music going to be? Let me tell you something. I was in Nashville 3 weeks ago with Mia, and Jack White's playing. In about 45 minutes into him playing, he's like, "This is the loudest uh, concert I've ever given in my life." He said, "It is so loud in here," and my ears were. I have never I actually think I had an altered experience. The sound was so loud, I was zoned out. I was literally back here, and it was as if I was hearing the sound through bells or some kind of tunnel. It was really, really bizarre. I thought I was going to lose my damn hearing. Um, Now, here's an area that I learned. Okay, like I brought my daughter. I bought 3 tickets, one for me, one for 2 daughters. One of my daughters said, "Dad, I don't really like Jack White, so we're getting on a private jet. We're going to go to Nashville. We're going to stay in a nice hotel." And she's like, "I don't really dig it." Cool, dude. Now, in fairness, I should have probably brought her because I think she would have really learned something. She's very, I think she's going to be very creative. So I probably should have brought her just so she would have learned it. But cool. She don't want to go. It's cool. If she doesn't like that kind of music, I don't need her to like it. I need her to like what she likes, man. If she wants to be a doll maker or a newscaster, like, I don't know what you're going to be when you grow up. I would have never, ever in my wildest imagination thought I would be doing this on a Sunday morning. Never. I'm so proud of it. I am so proud of doing this. And I can tell you that I don't say that easily, man. I don't think I have ever said, I am so proud. I am very proud of my daughters. I am very proud of the job I have done under the circumstances. That's it. That's about the only prouds I can give you. But doing this, see, this is really me. This is Gary. I have always wanted to do something like this. I have, ever since I can remember when I first started finding books, I remember, look, there's got to be more. I have always been interested in the more part. And the more part isn't the money part. Like, for you guys that maybe have not figured this out, I am not a money guy. I don't really care about it that much. I have a lot of money. I'm not going to act like I don't have a lot of money. Oh, by the way, when I started making a lot of money, I made decisions on areas that I would not compromise. Why would you want to make a bunch of money, work your whole life, and then have to continue to compromise? One of those areas was, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, 14 years ago, I was in a airport in Houston right after a surgery and had a run-in with a TSA agent with the kids and my wife with me. And I was had spent, probably had a million miles on United, had never, ever flown the back of United, never. I paid first class tickets, never negotiated with them. I was very loyal to them. They wouldn't let me on the plane one day because I said something to the TSA agent. The next Tuesday, I was flying to Boston from Tampa, and they had advised Tampa to put me on a list to watch me. when I found that out that Tuesday morning, that would be the last time I ever got on a United Airlines flight. And I will never get on another. I will never get on a United Airlines flight unless, like, my children, it would be the end of the world. So I started flying private. And judge me if you will. This is an area of compromise. I'm not willing to work this hard and then put up with that kind of shit. I don't need to. Okay. And I don't think you need to either. If some 12-year-old, 48 IQ human being who has a job and it's the only job they've ever freaking had in their life, and you're working your ass off, figure out another way to get around these people. Okay. I am not going to compromise my treasure with a bunch of punks. I am not compromising. I am not going to be average just because you choose to be. I'm okay with you not liking my ass. How's that? How is that, man? I'm okay with you not liking me. Fuck off. See you later. There's 8 billion people on the planet. Go find somebody you dig, man. Go find somebody you dig. Okay? Stop wasting your energy on me. I don't even know why people criticize each other. Like, dude, you don't like me? Quit listening to me. No is a powerful word, folks. No. Okay. I mean, one of my investments the other day, guy called me up and said, "Hey, man, we'd really like you to give us more investment." I'm like, "Hey, how about this? How about if I step down as the board, from the board and the strategy and the chairman of the board, because you don't even listen to me anyway. You have a shareholder here that's like more experienced than all your employees together and your shareholders, and you refuse to follow direction. So how about this? How about you authentically figure out how you're going to do this shit by yourself while you're so busy um, saying no, not taking advice? Like, do you got to know who you are in business? You must know who you are, and you must know the enemy. Usually, the enemy is in the mirror. By the way, usually the enemy is in the mirror, and if you've done yourself any, you've also hired or brought in an enemy to ensure that you can't make it. This is a lot of work, guys. Okay, you want to be a champion, you got to study yourself. If you're sitting on X and you're, hosting shows or you're listening to shows or whatever you're doing and you're getting some traction and you're getting people, first off, what is your goal? What is the goal here? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Who are you doing it with? You should be dismissing people on a regular basis. Okay, you don't have to like everybody. I like very few people. Okay, but I like Elda Pema already. Okay, I won't be average just because you chose to be. I am not average. Okay, ain't gonna pretend like I am. I'm not, dude. I am not average. I'm sorry. I'm a freak show. I am. I do things really weird. I like it. Okay, I like it like that. Remember the other day? I think one of the I really need to get my team to start stripping some of these little comments out. But I was on a show the other day, and I looked in the mirror and I saw this. I saw the Jimi Hendrix. Oh, I know what I was. Why I was getting ready. I was going to be in court Wednesday, and when I meet with my lawyers and shit, I show up like this, and they think I'm quite unique. Scares the hell out of them when I'm in a courtroom. Um, Anyway, I looked at the guys and said, "Hey, listen, I don't know anything about this process. Don't know anything about the judge. What should I wear?" They said, "Hey, look, wear a blue suit and a tie." And I looked over at my lawyer and went, "Bro, I'm not wearing a tie for anybody." That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Ties. I'm not wearing a tie for anybody. And by the way, um, I just went through probably the messiest thing I'm ever going to go through in my entire life. So this fucking little thing doesn't scare me at all. I really like came close to wearing this and a blazer over it. The reason I'm bringing all that up, the other day when I was on, when I saw the Jimi Hendrix T-shirt, it dawned on me. It dawned on me full circle that there wasn't anything average about Jimi Hendrix or Janis Joplin or Jimmy Page. Jeff Beck. Nothing. Okay. Keith Moon. I think all the people I celebrate, I would be interested to know the people that you celebrate. Are they average? Are they crazy? Are they extreme? Are they wild, colorful, uh, uncompromising? See? Woodrow, no. Woodrow down. Now. Come here right now, young man. Sorry, guys, for the interruption. They're doing their uncompromising job, though. Two security dogs here. They bark. I know this has been a lot of spaces and gaps in this. This is a very, very weird. Well, not weird, but it may be advanced. See, I thought about not doing this because I'm like, hey, man, this is a lot for people. I don't want people to run away when you realize, okay, first off, you got to do some work. You have to know who you are. Okay, you have to know thyself and know thy enemy. But it's know thyself first, man. Okay. You don't know yourself yet. I don't know myself yet. I think I'm probably going to know myself more tomorrow than I know today. Learning about myself isn't always comfortable either. It's uncomfortable. It's the work that our parents didn't do. Okay? Look, your parents compromised, man. Everyone is compromised. Okay? If you haven't been compromised, you've been lied to. Yet God or the universe or something, man, something really phenomenal made us all. The odds of me being here is zero. Like it's almost zero. So I'm here. I might as well make some good practical use out of it. And my practical use is finding one. Imagine if we found three people out of the 3,000, 1/10 of 1%. Three people, if I activated or we activated, it's we, this isn't me, but we activated three human beings to be monster human beings, to be like, okay, that'd be awesome. Okay. Would it be awesome to have like, I think we could do worse off than have 100 people like me popping around. We could do worse. You see, this is where the compromise comes in, though. I'm like, 100 people like me, dude. I'm weird. But I have a really good heart and I'm not a bad human being. Like I am a good human being. It's not even I am a good human being. I do not take stuff from people. I want to give. I'm in a deal right now with somebody and I guarantee you that person hates my guts. But the truth is this person's in this deal because that person, one, grossly miscalculated who the fuck she was messing with. Two, grossly overestimated their own ability. So this is fatal, okay? Underestimating your opponent and overestimating yourself. Colossal mistake. Bro, go into this thing. I always go into it. I'm the enemy. I'm the weak guy. Everybody else around me smarter than me. I'm going to get attacked. Okay, I'm the weak candle in this show at this party. So you do not want to take for granted your competition. What you want to do, if you're a master, is you learn to bend. You're not fixed. You're not solid. Fixed and solid have a way of getting run over by something that's heavier and faster than it is, or more clever. A reed, however, just bends with the wind, man. Just kind of bends and never breaks. But it also doesn't replant itself in some other location. Okay, bending and hanging with the wind, going with it, is very different than, hey, I'm just gonna remove my roots from this soil and I'm gonna go over here, okay, and be someone different. Be a cherry tree instead of a mighty oak. So we have a few things to do. Okay. You're going to write down the areas that you compromise in. I compromise when I'm talking to a girl. I compromise when we go to dinner with my wife and she wants to eat mac and cheese and I hate it. I compromise with my boss because I really deserve 180,000 and I'm only getting 160. I am not politically activated enough because I'm scared to say what I really believe. I hold my tongue here. I hold my tongue there. I hold my tongue here. I hold my tongue there. People got COVID shots around me. It's insane. We should fire. We should sue everyone. Okay, I think the moment you become uncompromising is the moment, well, or at least striving to being uncompromising, so that you can be who you're supposed to be. Right. That's why we're doing this. If you're compromising, what's a good analogy for this? My mother has a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful recipe for a dessert called casada, and it's awesome. If you start compromising some of the ingredients, however, if you don't use cherries and vanilla, probably going to be different. It might be good, but it ain't going to be the casada I grew up with. It's a compromise. Compromise. Living with a bunch of girls and they're like, hey, we don't want cakes and cookies around here. So what? I'm not going to have any cakes and cookies in my house because they're on a diet. Like, they need to live in the real world. The real world. The problem with being authentic. See, Lunch Money says we should not compromise ourselves. We compromise ourselves all the time. That is the point of this conversation, right? I'm authentic. I'm this perfect, undiscovered chemical compound but let's not tell anybody about it, right? Gary's got this crazy way of thinking about things. Gary has a look. I am a freak. I'm a weird cat, man. I think I'm incredibly talented in a whole group of areas. But I have this way. I have to focus on an area. People won't like you. You'll be alone. You'll realize being alone is actually everyone should. I wish someone would have told me this a long, long time ago, and maybe they did, but I don't think I can find out who I am with anybody else. I think I have to do this by myself for a while. Go on a journey. Okay. Like if you're having a problem with this, how do you do this? Hey, jump out of an airplane, go on a journey, do something extreme, go on a holiday by yourself, go away for 2 weeks and do not talk to anybody that you're familiar with. These are, look, life, everything is about figuring it out, right? So life is about figuring it out. So how do you figure something out? You have a bunch of experiences and then you go, oh, wow, I love doing that, dude. I am a natural. I'm telling you, I have never, ever in my entire life met anyone that wasn't naturally brilliant at one thing. Dude, they just couldn't, they didn't ever spend the time to go, I am going, look, write this down. I am discovering and I have discovered who I am and why I'm here. I am discovering and I have discovered who I am and why I'm here. What is my purpose here? I have discovered my purpose on this planet right now, right here, right this moment, in this bucket of skin and muscle and fat and blood and whatever else we have, okay? I am me. I am one of me. Dude, I'm one of one. One of one. Not one of one, not one of 20 million, dude. One of one. Pretending to be one of many. Pretending to be one of many. I am one of one, pretending to be one of many. Be a great book, dude. I am one of one, pretending to be one of many. Pretty much that really does sum up humanity. I am one of one, pretending to be one of many. I am one of one, scared to be one of one. I am one of one in a sea of freaking average, man. Mediocrity, blandness, quiet, desperation, fear, sheer terror. I think people are living in absolute terror, man. Regret, shame, and just massive question marks, man. Massive doubt everywhere. I hope you guys are getting something out of this. I'm very hopeful that 3, 6, 30, 60, 100. Look, most certainly 3,328 people are going to do something nice for somebody today, right? We're all going to do something nice for somebody today, and we're not going to advertise it, promote it, take credit for it. Leave your ego out of this. The ego is the problem, okay? The ego is the compromiser. The ego, contrary to what some of the people here will say, the ego is not, oh, Gary, how dare Gary get in front of a camera and call something church? I mean, I got grief the other day from somebody that said, hey, man, they thought I was in a particular church and I had to disabuse them of their assumption. And my answer was, dude, I've studied 4 different religions. I've studied religion. I've done some study of humanity, philosophy, and haven't met a church yet that hasn't betrayed all of humanity. I have not met a church that has not betrayed its very parishioners. I haven't. Sorry. Okay. You let me know what history's the facts of history are, true facts, and then we can talk about religion. Until then, I'm not willing to listen to anyone that suggests to me that a book that was written 4,000 years ago was done so perfectly, passed on from human to human without any alteration whatsoever. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. And so the best I'm going to be able to do is throw all the history books away. I don't need to read the history books, only to understand they were written by those that destroyed the other players. That's just the way it is, okay? Freedom is never given, it is taken. Freedom is never given, it is taken. Power is never given, it is taken and assumed. And in order to keep power, you have to keep it, because somebody's out there trying to get it from you. The greatest power I have, and I think the greatest power you have, whether you're living in a prison in North Korea, or a prison in your own head, or a prison made up by your grandmother or her grandmother or your dad or whatever philosophy and weird shit they agreed to, and how many compromises you and your mom and your dad compromised. I mean, hell, you don't even know if your family didn't compromise. Maybe they compromised and you're here, and that's why you're here, because they compromised. I don't know. One thing I do know, though, we do not need to keep compromising. Until there are so many authentic people out there. How many people, I'm trying to paint, right? How many painters out there are just not painting? Uh, like, there's got to be a bunch of guys out there, 3,300 people. There's got to be painters. Go paint, man. Quit listening to music you don't like listening to. Listen to music you like listening to. If you hate your job, stop going. Get a job that you love, man. And if you get a job that you love, you won't call it a job. You'll be, hey, I'm going to play today. Oh, by the way, great. A great message to self. I am me. I am all of me. I am comfortable being alone. I do not compromise. If you're compromising, you're not getting to who you're. Why are you here? Why are you here? I mean, I could have ended this 20, 30 minutes ago. Okay. But for me, it's like, wow, man, this is bizarre. When you really think it through, you're like, okay, I've had a whole lifetime of people molding me, shaping me, telling me what they think, me watching their behavior. I mean, I listen to the way my daughters talk today. I'm like, oh my God, they have been watching everything I've done. They didn't even know they were doing it. They were just taking it on, man. I heard my daughter say sometimes, hey, you don't talk like that to people, do you? Oh, yeah, I do. Actually, I got my friends tell me I have a bunch of funny sayings. I'm like, yeah, they're coming from me. I didn't know you were going to grab them all. See, like, we don't even think the impact we're making. I didn't know my daughter said, I'll rip your head off, to one of her friends. And I'm like, dude, we're birds of a feather. Fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, right? See, the fruit doesn't fall from the tree. My dad, my mom thought they were immigrants, man, Italian immigrants. They were happy just to have the damn passport. They never thought their son would be flying around on a private jet, okay? Or that the other son would be writing books and known by tons of people. I'm going to beg you guys to stop being an imposter. Okay. Stop pretending to be like your dad, your mom, your brother, or hero. You're not any of those people. You are you, one of one, and you've never even thought about it's sad. One of one, and you're acting like you're one of 8 billion. I'm happy with the job I'm doing. Okay. I am, the more I look at this, one thing I am really good at is action. And once I have those thoughts that pop into my mind, there's like, I'm going to just go do it. I don't think about going to do it. I just go do it. I'm like, okay, message incoming. It's very, very important to start to get a sense of feeling, man. Okay. The more you know about yourself, when I say, hey, don't compromise, the compromise, hey, I don't want to go to that. Okay. That's, I don't want to get on a commercial airplane. It's not my, like I'm going to do almost everything I can not to do that. Let me give you another example, since that one's really one of just being rich. Uh, if I go on a date and let's say the girl wants to play around a little bit, I don't even dig it. I'm not sleeping with that woman. I'm not. I don't want to spend my time doing that. I want to spend my time doing something I really want to do. Doesn't mean it's not bad about her. Don't get all jacked up over that, girls. Just because a guy pays attention to you does not mean it's valuable to you. You don't need anybody. You women don't need anybody. Okay? You most certainly don't need a bunch of nagging girlfriends around you. If you guys are compromising, and we're going to end up here. Oh, look at that, 1203. If you are compromising, if this hit you today, the next question you're going to have to ask is why? Why and who? What? Excuse me. Why, who, and where do situations come up? Most important part of the whole show right here. Why, who, and where are situations that come up whereby I am compromising? Why? Why are you doing it? Oh, I want some nookie. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell a girl a lie to get her in bed. All right. Who? Oh, my boss. My boss. Yeah, I'm never going to be authentic around my boss because like he doesn't like me. And where? What environment do I go into where I begin compromising myself? I have a why, I have a who, and I have a where. If I have a where, I can go, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't be going to strip clubs. Maybe I shouldn't go to cash casinos. Who? Who do I tend to compromise around? Ooh, big money guys, dude. I'll just be a little bitch. Oh, okay. Redheads. Okay, who else? Who am I compromising around? Authority. Oh yeah, don't tell anybody the truth. Just pay attention. Why? Who? And then where? The where is cool. The where is, I go to the office, I completely change. I go home, I completely change. What the hell, guys? Can't be two personalities. It's hard enough being one. I believe every person listening to this stream is great, unbelievably talented, capable. I just don't know what area, okay? And most people spend too wide of an area. They don't become experts. They hedge. They're not all in. Dude, I'm an all in guy. One thing I will tell you that you cannot compromise on, making big, big monster bets on yourself. Uh, I don't even understand why anybody thinks I'm crazy. I don't get that. Like, and there are people you know and you admire that think I am absolutely insane the way I live my life. And I will tell you something that I live my life this way because it's what I do, how I am. I'm an all-in better. It's never bothered me whatsoever. I cannot sit there and have a thesis and then not trade it or act on it. I think that would be a heinous crime. Heinous crime. Now, what I should have done is I should apply that when I see a nice little, a beautiful woman. Sometimes I get a little nervous about going and chatting with a beautiful woman. But why do I not look at the same? See, I compromise myself for some reason. I'm not as strong in that area. So I manipulate it. I manage it. I throttle it. I put a governor on it. I don't want a governor. Jimi Hendrix didn't have a fucking governor. Janis Joplin didn't have a governor. And those are people that I admire. Okay, here's another one, okay? Who do you admire? The people you admire says a lot about who you are, okay? Write down the people you admire. Write down the people you admire. So compromise has very little to do with authenticity. Compromise will show you the areas that you're uncomfortable in. Compromising, the activity of compromising will show you areas where you're not being as authentic. Betty meets Bob. Betty has dreams. Bob has dreams. Betty grew up in Minnesota. Bob grew up in Italy. Bob and Betty come together. They're going to share their dreams together. How can they possibly share their dreams together? They don't even know what their dreams are. They're 28 years old. Their dreams will most certainly not remain stagnant and fixed dreams for the next 50 years. Okay, so which one of these parties is going to compromise their dreams? Which one of these parties is going to give up their genius? Now, having said that, I actually believe, and maybe I believe this because it serves me, but I actually believe there are people whose entire purpose is to support and help people who are extreme characters like myself. I do. I absolutely believe this. Okay. Now, why do I believe that? Well, maybe I'm just a pencil head, or maybe I see people with a relevant IQ here and some normal characteristics, and then I see someone over here that comes together and they don't have the same IQ. Maybe it's above, maybe it's below, maybe it's hey, they're more of a caretaker type person. Maybe they're more introverted. Do you really want two high introverted, super successful, philosophical, all in betters, all in the same family, all the same business? There's going to be a lot of tripping going. See, I don't think these, when you put a battery has a positive and a negative, they're not constantly fighting. They've actually learned how to flow their currency and current back and forth, right? Their current is communication. It's some type of equity between one and two people, some value moving. Like there's value here, okay? Somebody thought there was $9 worth of value here. Good. So I'm putting some value out. Somebody gives me value back. I put value out. 3,600 people show up, acknowledge it, come in here, and hopefully they get some value. Why? Why am I compromising? Under what conditions do I compromise easy? And what conditions do I compromise, but it's more hard? Who do I compromise around? Oh, by the way, you can include yourself. Do I compromise myself with myself? Interesting one. And then where does this happen most frequently? When I go home for Thanksgiving dinner, do I find myself compromising myself a lot? Look, it's not your family's fault that you haven't discovered yourself. Stop blaming them. It's not their fault, man. Your dad's job wasn't to discover who you are. Your dad's job was to figure out who he is, dude. That's it, man. And make hopefully get used have you with a decent education or some education and some food. By the time you're 18, you can go take care of yourself. By the way, the school, you don't need the education from school. You need the education about how to live. So all you need to do is have a parent that actually gives you some stable datum. And if you know, oh wow, man, I got fucked. Okay. I don't have any stable datum from stable parents. That's cool. Good to know. Not going to change. You can sit there and bitch about it and go to 8,000 psychologists. But the truth is, the sooner you acknowledge, oh shit, man, I most certainly have a makeup of who I am. It just wasn't just my parents making it up. I think this is really hard, right? Really, when you think about the variables that went into you and I being on this planet and how many different things have impacted the way we look at the world, it should be difficult to understand who you are. One, no one's doing this, okay? Until about, I don't know, 3 months ago, I think the planet, and this wasn't my discovery, but I think the planet is literally living like, hey, 1 in 8 billion. I'm one of 8 billion. I'm like Heinz 57 sauce. Nothing special here. Yet I'm one of one, dude. I'm an identical twin, and like the difference between he and I are massive. I haven't thought about the guy all day. Don't even know he exists until just now. I ain't one of one, dude. Ain't never going to be another one of me. I'm really certain of that, actually. I mean, I'm not certain of it if we live in a matrix, but I can just tell you it's difficult enough for me to live in this body with me and all the thoughts I have. I can't imagine what it's like to be you. Literally can't imagine, don't want to imagine, don't need to imagine. I have my hands full. I have my hands full with me. So I'm going to take my nose and keep it right here, the big old Italian nose, and keep my nose out of your business, dude. I do not need to be in your business. If you're being critical, red flag. Okay, look for red flags, guys. Red flags are awesome. Don't fight them. Red flags are easier to find than green flags. We're not going to be focused on areas that you don't need to focus on. Where there are green flags, ain't no help needed. Red flags, red flags, red flags. Okay. I'm being critical, red flag. Something Gary needs to work on. Compromise, red flag. Saying yes to something you want to say no to, red flag. Saying no to something you wanted to say yes to, red flag. Keeping quiet on a topic that you should speak about, red flag. Talking, saying shit you don't need to say on subjects you weren't even asked for or below your pay grade, red flag. The amount of stuff you guys spend your time on that has nothing to do with your goal is staggering. You know why? Because you did not take the time out to say, who is Gary? Who is Gary Thomas Cardone? Who am I today? Who am I tomorrow? Where did I come from? Who am I going to hang around with? Why? And where are we going? I'm going to go through a few little comments because I believe everybody loves being acknowledged. Full circle, thank you for being here 100%. You're really sweet. Pongo, thanks, Gary. Love your Sundays. Chronic bitch dependency, NGNLBTC, reposted the stream. Thank you very much. Sean Owen. Sean, look at Sean looking all good. Those beautiful glasses. Would you trust that guy with your finances? I would. The battery analogy is a good representation of a good partnership between opposites. Yeah, man. Okay. Like we don't have to argue. You go to all these psychologists. And, oh well, what are your differences? Try this. I'm a fucking positive pole, and you're a negative pole, and we're gonna have this battery work. Otherwise, I have nothing, no terminals to bounce off of, man. Probably gave him my thing for next week. My topic for next week. A energy charge. Oh, by the way, you might want to do some research on what this energy thing is, because they're starting to think that maybe it's not a proton and electron now. My whole life, oh, it's one proton, one electron, and they're just dancing with each other, and now they're like, maybe there's a little bit more going on. Yeah, it's 67 years old, and they're researching whether or not protons and electrons are still really the real deal. The Big Bang's gone. It didn't really happen the way they thought it happened. Like, open your mind, guys. Open your mind. Okay, pretty sure that most everything we believe in is not real. Can't have a pack of alphas. Not sure what that means. Jennifer's always really wonderful to me, though, so I'm going to give her a break on that one. Mel M8, good day, Gary, and everyone. Happy Sunday. Sounds like an Aussie. Network effect, God. Check this cat out. Lunch money. Thank you, man. Playful 12, don't ask for permission. Do not ask for permission. Nobody's going to give you any permission for what you ask for. Go do it. Do. Good acts of work outrage everyone. Outrage. I mean, it'll most certainly outrage the freaks. Need versus want versus sharing. Jonah McGrath, thank you for being here. Playful 12, here she is again. Prometheus is in the room. I am here to listen to my mentor and friend. Thank you, Prometheus. You're awesome. Jonah says, I tell my daughter all the time, life doesn't happen. You make it happen. Keep singing to her, sweetie. Keep swinging to her. That message. She may not get it now, but she'll be telling her kids that one day. Been here with you, Gary. Lost my dad at 10. Pump gas after show. Okay, thank you, buddy. Thank you, man. Free Chapel, Jensen Franklin. I haven't seen any betrayal. Okay, guys. So these are. I just wanted to acknowledge a few people. I'm sorry I didn't get to anybody. DJ Davis. A lot of this out has more. Okay. I don't know about that, but I hope mine doesn't have any bots. How else do we donate? Oh, donate through Satoshis, or I don't know. I don't really. I mean, I'll figure the money. Look, this is the way I do everything. I figure the money out later. It doesn't really. It's not. I'm not doing it for the money. I do think. I will tell you that if I were you, I could not come here every Sunday and not leave some money. And that's just me, though. Okay, because I love being in exchange. I never want to be the guy that brought the least amount of luggage to the table, right? Or the least amount of luggage is the wrong word, but least amount of wine, or I want to pay my fair share. I don't want to pay over my fair share. I want everybody to be able to do their fair share. It's cool, man. It's cool that other people contribute. That's where you get your value, when you contribute back. So, hell, I don't care. Donate $2 or $10 or $300 to your own church. I mean, but In fact, this is what everybody could do for me, okay? For the people that listen today, if you guys all want to be in exchange, give $2 to somebody you don't know. Just walk up to them, give them $2, $5, $10. If you thought this show was worth $20 of knowledge today, quite frankly, if you can't, if this is 2 hour session, man. I probably just went through half of a book. If you don't think this is worth $20, don't give anybody $20 today. But if you have $20 and you thought this was worth $20, go give $20 out to somebody, man. Say, hey, I listened to a guy today and I thought he gave me some really good information, and he said he would not accept anything from me, but that I had to give it to somebody that I didn't know. Now, I think that's a really cool little story because one, you get to meet a stranger. Two, you get to tell the stranger, hey, I was in a church this morning, and the guy refused to take any money from me in the church, but he said I had to go give it to somebody, whatever I thought that was worth. I think that's a cool story. Because like somebody's going to wake up and go, wow, that hasn't happened to me in 20 years. Last story. I went into a popsicle store, I don't know, three or 4 years ago with my daughters. We walk up. We were going there twice, 3 times a week or something. And I walk up and go, hey, we want to have our regular show, $15 worth. Look, popsicles, stupidly ridiculous. And we made our order, and the lady said, well, thank you, Mr. Cardone, appreciate it. And I said, yeah, here's my credit card. She said, oh, no, it's already been paid for. The man before you paid for 100 popsicles and does not want to be acknowledged. I thought that was so cool, dude. I gave the lady $100 or $200 or something. I said, hey, as soon as he runs out, do it to some other people. So give $20 out to somebody today. $10, $5, $2. I don't really care. Whatever you think this is worth, that's the way you can help me. But tell people the story. It'll be really good. My sister's in the room. She says, love you, brother. This girl does most certainly love me. She probably prays for me 10 hours a day. It's awesome. So I have a champion in the room with me. Compromise. Diane, you don't know anything about compromise, do you? Or authenticity. See, I mean, this will be my sister's 10 years older than my brother and I. Most certainly, this topic will have at least made her think a little bit. Diane, I think about our mom, and I think, wow, was she as authentic as she could have been? I just think she was such an interesting human being. Most definitely a different person. I think somebody that probably sacrificed most of their dreams. And then I think about my dad, Curtis, and I'm like, wow. Well, you can't really not compromise yourself if you don't know yourself, right? He had to be terrified, anyway, it's very interesting to think about. Like, if we just think about, oh, wow, these people were just as lost as we are raising kids, right? And that our paradigm is made up of that. And all we're trying to do is unravel or discover those areas that we have not yet discovered. That's all, man. It's not dad's fault, mom's fault, Bob's fault, the ex-wife's fault. We're just on a journey of learning who we are and learning how spectacular we are, man. I've never done any of this stuff before. I didn't take any theology lessons or speaking lessons. I mean, it's not horrible. It may go on too long. 2 hours. I can't even believe I can do this 2 hours. Anyway, no compromise. But that's me, man. Hey, I'm going to quit right now, and then I'll hit something. I change my mind. All in. See, I'm an all in. Jump off the bloody cliff. Let's rock and roll. I'm not saying the whole world needs all of us to be this way, but as long as I can be this way and you guys can allow me to be this way, you're not stopping me. And as long as I allow you and encourage you to be something more than you are, I have to believe having examples like Jimi Hendrix and Gary Cardone and well, I wish I could say I was as crazy as him. See, I so wish. I think I've compromised. See, that's and who want? Do you want me to compromise? I don't think so. I don't think a person on here wants me to compromise. I think they're like, dude, you're cool. Go be who you are, without harming anyone else. I mean, I'm not talking about like going out and beating up people because you're so unique. Try to be nice to somebody, okay? It's not that difficult to do. And I find myself, and you'll find yourself actually enjoying your company more and more the nicer you are to people. So, guys, thank you very much. Really appreciate you being here. My daughters both have boyfriends coming over today. So, Dad will be just popping around doing nothing, trying to stay out of their way. And maybe I'll do some painting. The boyfriends, good luck to those punks. They're good kids, actually. They're actually good kids. I mean, one of them wrote me a note. I'll just read it to you. It's pretty cool. You know, dear Mr. Cordone, just wanted to say a huge thank you for the Nashville trip. It was unforgettable. And the Jack White concert was amazing. My ears are still ringing. I am really grateful that you invited me. I enjoyed spending time with you and Mia. Thank you. And I won't share his last name. Here's a kid, got on, you know, me and Mia went to Nashville, had really good seats, and he had the decency to write a note. Thanks, Mom. Well done to Mom and Dad for a family that knows how to send a thank you note. That's awesome. Really, really admire that. Such little effort, but such a professional, classy thing to do. You guys don't compromise yourself, okay? Be authentic, be classy, be obnoxiously classic, be nice, make sure what your motives are. Do the why. Why am I compromising? Who am I compromising most with? And where does it happen? Okay, where does it happen? Go out, do something nice for someone today. And every morning I am fill in the blank. Okay. I am a great leader. I'm a great teacher. I am a great student. I am a philosopher. I am a lover. I want the greatness of everyone to come out and just show the world how brilliant we are, how uncompromisingly authentic. With a really good heart too. Okay, you don't want to just hurt people with your authenticity. I mean, that can happen. People will use that. Okay, don't twist it up. I am love. I am alive. I am energetic, and I am a positive force for the universe. That's where we're going to end the Church of I Am One of One today. May the 4th, 2025, excuse me. You guys have a great day. Go out and be nice to someone today. Whether you give them money or not, that's not the thing, but be nice to someone within the next 12 hours and do not share it with anyone. See you guys. Uncompromisingly, Gary Cardone.